Good morning, guys. It's Carissa here from Refurb to Invest, bringing you another episode of Monday Morning Insights. Okay, today we are talking about selections. What is selections? I'm talking, what are you doing to your property? What colors, what materials? How are you deciding what is going to work best? What's going to tie in best? What's going to be most cost effective to suit your preferred outcome? So in particular, we're going to discuss things if you're going on market to sell, if you're transforming your rental property. What is your game plan? What are the best materials? What are the best colors? What's the best options that's going to add the most amount of value to your property? Which end of the day is why you're doing it anyway. You're investing for a return, for profit, for more income, for more equity. So what do you need to do on this end that's going to result in that profit? And I want to tell you why this is so crucial, because people, and I see this all the time, go, let's go renovate, we'll put a new kitchen, we'll fix up the bathroom. The kitchen guy says, yeah, you should do this. You go, yep, that'll do, yep, happy. You're spending the money anyway. It costs you no more to make sure you're putting the right color cabinetry, the right stone, the right tile splashback, or just the right splashback, the right color of paint. I'm talking things that do not cost you a cent more, but the impact of your choice can make a big difference to you getting this much profit or this much profit. And I want to tell you why. You can keep it very simple and be like, yeah, just throw another kitchen in, and you might choose laminate or you might choose a white, when you could go something like a two-tone. You could go something like a coastal oak or a prime oak, both really beautiful timber colors that a lot of times I two-tone. Why? Because it's the same price, but I'm able to get more of a wow factor in the kitchen. If you're doing a transformation to sell or to rent, you're still aiming to get a wow factor. If you're selling, the whole point is to get more profit. So you need to wow the buyers coming in, get them buying on emotion, get them loving the property, loving the home, showcasing the lifestyle of that property. On the other side, if you're doing it for rental, you're trying to get the highest amount of rent. So why would that amazing tenant pick your property over the other 10 that are in the market? So it's showcasing a beautiful rental, being functional, being durable, but also being modern and looking amazing and appealing. So out of your tenants coming in, you were getting the best out of the best, wanting to come in and spend more money to get that rental. So again, it's about the wow factor. It's about the emotion that comes with that property. When you keep it stock standard and boring, like a lot of people do, everything's white, everything's cream, everything's this, everything's boring, everything they think is cheap, but it's not necessarily the case. There is ways you can change colors and slight changes in materials that may be the same price or very little in change of cost, but can give you a much bigger outcome. So think about when you're looking at your property, what do you need to do to it? Maybe you can keep all the cabinetry quite minimal in color, but you're doing more of a feature tile in the splashback. So think about things to create a wow factor while being on budget. Don't go one extreme to the other. You can get very carried away and planning emotionally, designing emotionally, and then you overspend. So you need to sit at the medium of what am I doing to add value? What do I need to do to make it look amazing? But what's my price point so I'm not overspending? So consider things like two tones, consider things like timber finishes in kitchens. Very big, consider putting stone in. I don't know why people are still putting laminate. I put laminate in the laundry, I do not put it in the kitchen. Unless you're getting a very low cost property, out regional is the only time I would suggest laminate in a kitchen. Keep it stone, but you can get stone very reasonable price these days. You just need to keep it standard. Don't go put designer range if it's only a low-end property. However, when it's a high-end property, don't go a standard stone. Or you might go a standard stone, but go really fancy, a bit fancier on the cabinetry. So make sure you understand the property, the location, the demographic of the tenant and how much more rent you're trying to get. A rental that's worth $500 a week is going to be a very different strategy than one that's worth $2,000 a week. So know what materials do you need to have in order to get a tenant to pay top dollar, and know what materials will add more value by having those picks over the cheaper one or the basic looking one to get you more appeal. Another thing to really consider is colors, paint colors. Don't always think that because the painter is the painter and he says antique white or hog's bristle, that that's the choice you should go with. Do a little bit of research, jump on and see what's modern in that area. Look at what the rest of your property has, what other aesthetics does the rest of your property have, and go with those. I tend to look a lot in the brickwork. What are the colors of the brickwork on the external that you're not changing, and bring it in. The worst is when you have an older style exterior and then you walk in, it's ultra modern and it doesn't match. You can't modernize ultra modern to an old property. You need to keep some of the character while modernizing and making it contemporary, but still keeping some of that warm feeling of the home that's there. It's never going to be a brand new home unless you knock it down and rebuild it. So really trying to get the best out of your current property, looking at the colors, the aesthetics, the flow, the character of the home. It's about having character. It needs to match. Don't just throw things everywhere that don't work. So look at colors. Does it need gray tones? Does it need a little bit more warmer? Does it need really, really light to widen the space? Or does it need a bit more of a texture next to the white timbers or the white ceiling to create more of a two-tone? Does it need to have more timber looks? Does it need to have more whites? So really understand how you can showcase the property, and even things like putting little feature pendants. You can buy really low cost effective pendants that you could match with your work, with your aesthetics, or contrast. So really think outside the box. Think about what you can do to tie it in. Don't just keep it so basic because that's easier, or because the trade said just do that. And then you walk in and it's white cabinet, white top, white splashback. And my biggest thing I can tell you, please do not use a bathroom tile for your splashback. People seem to throw these big tiles that are really meant to be a wall tile in a bathroom as a splashback, and it doesn't look right. You can get beautiful tiles, very low cost. You can do a contrast, you can keep it white, but get tiles that are meant to be for a splashback so it looks like it's a feature splashback. It costs you the same amount to tile, but you might spend $100 more in getting a better tile. So just look at what's going to add value and plan it. Have a concept board so overall you know what you need to do to tie everything in properly, and understand what you need rather than just listening to trades. Make sure you have the right support team, the right design ideas to bring it together. No matter how small, I want to stress this too, no matter how small your job is, the design and putting the flow together is still crucial. Whether you're spending 10 grand or 200 grand, it is still as important to make sure your dollar is going right and your colors work and everything ties in. So don't think that because you're spending 10 grand, that means you don't really have to worry about the planning, just let that trade take care of it. Still tell them what you want, how you want it, what colors, what materials, to make sure overall you tie it in properly and you get maximum return for every dollar you invested. That's why we're doing this. That's why you're listening to this, to get more out of your property, more out of your investment, more in your pocket, and make your property, whether you're selling or renting it, work better for you.